Good.
Good, okay. This is UnholyWood Productions at Mad Monster Party in North Carolina with Dan Yeager, the new Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw 3D. We just have some questions for you today. Question number one will be, how did you go about getting the role of Leatherface?
I got the role for Leatherface. Actually, it was a long, drawn-out process. I met the producer.
Oh, really?
We were both kind of conscripted to help a friend who had an idea for a TV show create this project, and so we ended up both working for the guy for free, and because that's what you do. I mean, you help your friends.
Yeah.
And in the process, I mean, I was building sets and all this stuff, and the producer of Texas Chainsaw and I realized we had a lot in common. We like to do all the same things. So anyway, we became friends. And it was probably a year later when he actually discovered the fact that I was an actor. And I never bothered him with it, because everybody, it's amazing, you see these actors and how they just make producers' lives miserable because they want so badly to be in movies. Put me in your movie. I heard that so many times from people, and I would never say that to them, and so even after he found out I was an actor, we kind of just ignored the fact, because he just couldn't deal with it. Anyway, I was taking an acting class from another mutual friend of ours, and it was one evening we were sitting around just having cigars, and my acting coach, Jeff Celentano, says, "You know who'd make a good Leatherface?" And I kind of cringed, and he said Dan, and we kind of laughed it off.
Yeah.
But I think that was the thing that kind of planted the seed, and then my dear friend Carl, I think he's really started to think about it seriously, and we talked a little bit about it, and then we just kind of ignored it. And then he invited me to his Christmas party. And he also invited the director of Texas Chainsaw 3D, too. And he didn't introduce us. He just put us in the same room. And the director wrote a story on the HuffingtonPost.com about that party and seeing me for the first time, and how he says, "Oh my God, I think I'm looking at Leatherface." And that's how it happened. And we sat down a week later, talked about it, and he said, the more he found out about who I was as a person, the more he could say, "Oh yeah, this guy is Leatherface."
That's awesome.
And so that was how it happened.
There you go.
Sorry if that was too long.
No.
I droned
long as
on.
possible. That is awesome.
Never ask an actor.
So, have you heard anything on the making of any more Texas Chainsaw movies?
I think the producers are very anxious to do another one. They are not anxious. They're not so anxious that they will make a bad one. And so, I mean, this last one took, I think a year and a half of blood, sweat, and tears just to get the script done. And the script was really good. And so, they're going to do that again, and I don't think it'll take them a year and a half.
Awesome.
Because now they know, they've been down all the roads they didn't want to go down, and so now I think they know where it's going to go. But we're not going to, step one is get a script.
Yep.
And they haven't hired a writer yet. I know they're talking to people, but that's where it is.
Well, hopefully you do the Leatherface.
Yeah, actually, I was signed on to do it again already.
That's good news.
I will be back.
That's good to hear. So, were you a fan of the franchise before you was casted as Leatherface?
Actually, I was back in Las Vegas. My family moved to Las Vegas when I was in high school, and it was 1981 when my friends and I went to the drive-in in Las Vegas and saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I had heard of it before that. But that was the first time I saw it, and I went back there a couple of months ago to just see the old drive-in that we used to go to, and it's still operating.
It's still there?
And it was playing Texas Chainsaw.
Oh, really? Look at that.
I thought,
That's fate.
And so anyway, yeah, I was, you know, and it wasn't too long after that my parents bought a VCR player, and I bought two VHS tapes. One was Eraser, and the other was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I loaned them to somebody, so whoever has those tapes, would they please return them?
And they have to be rewound.
I don't care. I just want them back. I wore them out, actually, probably. They're probably. But yes, I've been a fan since childhood.
So what's your favorite horror movie, if you have one?
Do I have a favorite horror movie?
It's hard to narrow it down to just one.
Yeah, it depends. You know, it always depends on my mood. And that's really a hard one. I'd have to say I really love Frankenstein and The Bride of Frankenstein. I think those are, you know, that's kind of the, you know, such foundational.
Yep.
You know. And Nosferatu is another one that just, I can watch that movie over.
Yep, it's a good one. Do you have any funny memories you could share that happened on the set of the Texas Chainsaw 3D? Anything crazy happened one day that
for the people who stayed through the credits, they were treated to a little clip of kind of what happens next.
Yep.
And when Heather's parents come to her mansion door to make nice with her, and Leatherface comes to the door.
Yep.
Well, that was actually the very first thing we shot, and we learned an important lesson for anybody making a chainsaw movie. Because Leatherface proceeds to chase them down the walkway out the front of the house, and I was, like I say, it was the very first thing I shot, so it was the very first time a chainsaw was on set. It was everybody's first chainsaw experience. Sue Rock, the actress who played Heather's mother, threw a shoe and fell down, and I'm chasing her with the chainsaw, and got back up and started running again because, you know, and the important lesson we learned is that when somebody has a chainsaw revving at full blast, you can't hear cut. And we weren't given an end mark. You know, they just thought, oh yeah, okay, you know, we're gonna go. And so I chased them all the way down the ground. And I guess the crew was back behind the cameras just rolling on the ground laughing at us because, I mean, here's this maniac running down the sidewalk with a chainsaw.
That sounds like an intense way to start off the filming.
It was fun, yeah.
That's awesome.
So anyway, we learned that lesson. You know, always have an end mark.
Yep.
You never know when to stop.
That's awesome. So is there an actor or a director that you'd love to someday work with?
Everyone.
Everyone?
I think. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing better than making movies. And yeah, the list would be enormous. If I started to list them, you know, I mean,
that's totally understandable.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, there are plenty of. I wish Peter Bogdanovich would make another movie. I would pay him to let me be in his movie. I mean, that's probably the kind of question you're asking. Yeah. I think I'd love to work with Albert Finney, just so I could say I did. You know, it was you know, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of great actors and directors.
Totally agree. Totally agree with you. We have a random question for you.
Okay.
On Facebook, we seen that you had a giant Texas Chainsaw 3D poster.
I do.
Did you get that framed?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No. It's still rolled up. I'm in the process of looking for a house.
Oh, really?
That's the one thing that has to fit. So when I find the house,
that'll be a pretty giant frame.
Yeah, I may not frame it. I may just kind of hang it. You know, make a top hanger for it and just hang it. I don't know if framing is the right thing. It's a billboard.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not like paper, is it?
It's real heavy paper. Yeah.
Okay.
I have two of them. I have another one that's not as big. I made the mistake of whining to the Lionsgate marketing department. Said, oh, they didn't send me any posters, and I weaseled emails out of people and sent them whining emails. And so they send me these stunning things. It's so amazing to see those things up close and personal.
I bet.
One of those billboards.
That's awesome.
And it's weird, when you try and conceive that it's your image on it.
I bet. Well, that's all the questions we have for you. I appreciate you taking out time to
It was a pleasure.
do the interview with us.
My pleasure.
Yep. It was, I'm sure the fans will enjoy it. This will be on YouTube and Facebook.
All right. We look forward to that.
Yep. And thank you. Hope you have a good rest of the weekend.
You too.
Thank you. That's good.